Let us now pay homage to the Triple Gem together. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supati Panno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, welcome all students. Okay, so this week, we will continue another chapter of the life of the Buddha. So, all venerable, in the previous class, I haven't seen you in the class. Can I have all of your name? So, Luang Pi, could you please introduce and introduce your name?
Karawa Prajan. My name is Luang Pi Phawat. My monastic name is Patapalo. I have been ordained for 2 months and 2 weeks now.
Can you how to spell your name?
P-A-W-A-T.
P-A-W
A-T.
A-T.
What?
Phawat. Yeah, thank you very much, Luang Pi Phawat. And
Karawa Prajan. My name is Luang Pi Clint, C-L-I-N-T. My monastic name, C-L-I-N-T.
C-L-I-N-T. Clint. Okay. And your
My
monastic
name is Kawesapalo.
Kawesapalo.
I've been ordained for about 4 months. I'm from Portland, Oregon, in the United States.
Say thank you very much. Okay, next, venerable.
My name is Antonio. I'm from Portugal, and my monastic name is Antipolo.
Can you give me your lay name?
Antonio.
And Antonio. How to spell
Antonio. A-N-T-O-N-I-O.
N
A-N-T-O-N-I-O.
Antonio.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, last one.
Kawaka Prajan, Pomshu Luang Pi Dennis, monastic name Luang Pi Patipalo, born and raised in Romania, Europe, been ordained with I Monastery for 5 months.
5 months. Okay.
Dennis.
Dennis, how to spell? Can you spell your name for me?
D-E-N-N-I-S.
Again, please.
D-E N-N-I-S.
I-S, Dennis. Okay, thank you very much.
Satu kap.
And okay, and good afternoon to all. Today we have a Janice Tan, okay? Janice Tan's Meshi Monwali again, and YY Ong. Yeah? All right, so hope you enjoy learning with Prajan Jolie, the Vinaya class. So Vinaya class is one of the important subject, especially those who enter the monkhood, so learning about the regulation, monastic regulation is very important. It's a foundation in the training, how to, that is the beginning of becoming mindful, So the Buddha taught every section of his teaching. He started from easy to the finest level. Now, in order to train the mind, he insists and focus on training something that is more tangible, that the behavior, speed, and leading to the mind. So the mind is one of the finest level on the training, especially in order to uplift the mind into the wholesome state of the mind. All right. So, and I came in and I also listened to the last section of the discussion. So I heard some of you asked Prajan Jolie, that's what about tree? So if we cut off the tree, is that considered as a committing, as a killing? So I think that is interesting. Once many people don't really know when a person committed in breaking the precept. And the key or the precept, the key is linked to the intention. And Buddha said that intention lead to karma. So he considered what's karma is when it began with the intention. So we have to check that it's come from the wholesome intention or unwholesome intention. So in case the tree in many Buddhist texts clarify that tree is not considered as a living being because tree has no consciousness. But for Buddhist monk, so full ordained monk are not allowed to break. So even though tree is not a living being, so you cannot not allowed to cut tree. So that is one of the monk we call monastic regulation. Okay, but basically in this Dhamma study, so mostly we focus on the basic concept of the moral conduct and basic background on the teaching of the Lord Buddha. All right, so let's take some time, recap and review our class from last week and couple weeks ago, and all venerable. So maybe to keep in touch and keep in touch with the lesson, I would go back in the previous class a little bit, and we'll go on for today lesson. Okay. So let me share my screen. Let's say number 4. Okay, is the slide on the screen right now? Is the screen share?
Yes, Prabhupada.
History
So-
of Buddha.
Previously, we are talking about when the Buddha he encountered the full celestial messenger, the full sight that made him make a decision entering monkhood. So we go back a little bit and recaps on that point, and before he renounced himself from his princely life. So can you tell me what are the four celestial messenger and the four sight that he saw? Okay, let's ask why on? Do you remember?
An old person,
An old
A sick
person,
sick
person,
a dead person, and a
the dead
monk.
person, and the monk, right? Yeah. So in Thai or in Pali term, we call Tevatuta. Now, Tevatuta is a kind of we call personification that represent to remind the prince, to remind the bodhisattva that now it's time to go forth, or becoming or enter the monkhood. So when he realized and encountered the four celestial messenger, that's made him to discover the suffering of the human being. So when he saw this four celestial, the first three make him very sad and depressed about a human being, and he thought that is it possible to remove the suffering of the human life? So when he considered that even me, his parents, his dad and mom, his wife and son will get sick, get old and dead definitely in the future. So and finally he thought that becoming a king, becoming a universal monarch cannot help remove these greatest suffering of life. And he went back to his palace and kept thinking about what he saw. And the fourth thing that he saw is the monk, right? So the monk is the only thing that makes him comfort. That's maybe why this person looked very, very peaceful and happy. So and he know that from his follower that monk has no home, and there's like a homeless. But why this person look very peaceful and happy? Comparing to him at that moment, he was a prince and he has everything that's a man could have in life. He has a castle, he had the palace, property, money, power, everything. But it felt like inside of his mind is empty. So, and that is very inspiring, seeing the monk. And then he would like to find the way how to remove and go and overcome all the suffering. And that what he saw, it is an old man. So and he asked his attendant, his follower, the Channa, that who is this man? Why his hair is gray? Why his back is bending? Why he doesn't stand upright? And why his body shaking? And what happened to his skin? Why his skin is wrinkled? Is that a person was born like this? So he asked the Channa, his follower. And Channa told him that, no, my dear prince, he used to be young like us. His hair is black. But he now get old. And he had, you and me will get old like this man. So the answer is what's answered by the Channa, that, yes, my dear prince, you and me one day will become like this old man. And he asked again, my dad, my mom, my wife, every single one of us, all human being. So we get old, and one day we become like this man. And the second thing that he saw a sick man. And so a man that's mourning out in pain. So he found that this sick man, his face was twisted because of pain. So the sick man couldn't lay still, and he has to trot his body around the ground, and he have to, like he almost have to grab his breathing, And the Channa told the prince that this is a sick man, my prince. He infected by a disease. So he breathing in shadow way because that disease is destroying his body, and he have to grab his breathing because he is about to die. And that is the first time that he heard about dying or death. What is death or what is dying? And Channa showed him, this is my friend, this is what's called death. And he showed him the dead person. So he saw the group of the people that carries a man, and this man surrounded by his relative that's being sad that their beloved passing away. And they put this his fire into a pile of wood, and for to cremate the body. So, and looking at the body is burning, he asks again, what happened to this man? Why he just laying still and let these people burning him, and he doesn't even speak. So that's the moment that he encountered the truths of the suffering of life of human being. So again, the answer is same thing. Channa told him that this is one of the ultimate truth of life, my prince. So all of us ultimately will die like this dead person. So that's making him very depressed, that moment, and he continues and seeing the people, and he met a monk. So obviously it's not a Buddhist monk, So at that time, there's a many different spiritual seeker. So some text, some version of the history said that they are wandering ascetic, a wandering monk who travel from place to place, seeking for the truth of life. And seeing, and the monk, so that look calm and peaceful, and his manner is composed, sitting under the tree and meditating. So the only thing that make him comfort, and he thought that maybe becoming a monk could be the way to end all of the sadness, sorrow, and lamentation in life. And he make a proclamation that's sadhu ko ba pacha. It means that entering monkhood is good. So that is when he exclaimed out. So he went back to his palace and kept thinking that's the way how could a person end of the cycle of this suffering. So he didn't figure out how to stop this process of the nature, the life of the process. And that time, he along the way he went back to the palace. He heard about that the lady named Isa Kotami had mentioned about and preached him about his apparent that's whoever the wife or the parent of this prince will be happy, and may his end of all the suffering. So that is the first time he heard about the term ending of suffering. In Pali we call Nibbana. So the term Nibbana is commonly used that time. So at that night, going back to his palace, some version of the history of the Buddha said that when he went back to the palace, the king Suddhodana found that he looked unhappy, so the prince looked like a sad, and he tried to make him happy, by providing him more dancer, more music, to entertain him. So at that night, he didn't really enjoy the fest, and when he fell asleep. He fell asleep, and when all the dancer and those beautiful women dancer saw that the prince already slept, they also, okay, we are so tired, that take some nap, and all of those beautiful women and dancer also sleep in the dancing hall. And at night, the prince, he wake up, when he wake up, and he saw those beautiful women. Before that, they are gorgeous and very beautiful, look very beautiful, but now there appear to him is like a dead corpse, like a corpse that people throw in the graveyards. So those beautiful women like a dead body. So that is even inspire him that he have to quickly enter the monkhood. So he gets so bored that now there's nothing to living alive as a prince and becoming a king for him, living in the palace. So then he called his a follower Channa to get him his horse, Gandaka. So and he would like to go to see his wife and his son as his last time. And when he opened the door and he saw that the mom, his wife is putting her hand on the baby, and he would like to see his son face, but if he go and take off the mother hand, so he would wake his wife up, and if she wake up, he will not have a chance to go and maybe his wife will stop him. So then he just like opened the door and look the both mother, the baby and the mother, and went out with his attendants and his favorite horse Gandaka. Okay, so then when he we'll not talk much about the details, and actually before this situation, when he cut off his top knot, he encountered the Maras and many different in more in detail. So I will skip that part and come to the another important section is when they arrive at the river bank named Anoma River Bank. So that place is the border between the Kapilavatthu kingdom and Makata and the Kosala. It's far away from his kingdom. That's his father cannot send the children to take him back to the palace. And especially one of the very important part is when he cut off his top knot. So in Indian culture, when the prince or a person cut off the hair of top knot, that's he will be treated in a different class. Some even consider as a rough person. And people will not associate with us. So this is what appear there, what appear to him, that those lady sleeping like a dead corpse in the graveyard. So now the Bodhisattva, the Prince Siddhartha, became we call ascetic, so a wanderer. So now he wandered from place to place, looking for a teacher, looking for someone who he believed that there must be someone, or the one who know the ways and answer how to overcome aging, sickness, and death. So this is the what is mentioned in the in one sutra. Now, Sakarawa Sutra. So that is the after he achieved enlightenment, and he told this situation to the monk. That's he said that the household life is full of trouble and defilements. It's not possible to lead the completely pure, holy life living in a household. What if I shave head and beard, adorn yellow clothes, and went forth? Even in the time of youth with black hair, against the wives of mother and father, when they were crying with tearing eyes, I shaved head and beard, don yellow robe, leaving the household, and become homeless. So that is the word of the Buddha. He told about his life. So when he go forward and enter monkhood. Okay, so this is about the some of the a part of the lesson that we discussed about the life of the Buddha last week. So this week we will continue another in his searching for the path to end the suffering. Okay, the journey to enlightenment. So after becoming a homeless, now he went to one of another kingdom called Makata, Makata clan, Makata clan or Makata kingdom, and there was the king named Bimbisara, the king Bimbisara, who at that time King Bimbisara, who at that time ruled the Makata clan, Makata kingdom. So there, after he entered the monkhood, in the morning he went into the village and baking food. So go arms round, and people met him, and because he's come from the loyal family, so his parents look very shining and very outstanding. So that's rumor heard by the king. And the king Bimbisara was the same age of the Prince Siddhartha, the Bodhisattva. So then King Bimbisara would like to know who is this person. Is he a deva? Is he yaka or any kind of living beings? Why people talk about him so much? So then the king Bimbisara came to see him. And he found out, oh, this is the prince from Sakaya, the Prince Siddhartha. So King Bimbisara invited him to rule the kingdom together, and he would share a half of his land and his kingdom to the prince, and to rule the country, to rule the clan together. But the Bodhisattva, he rejects that. I don't prefer to be the king. I'm searching for the truth, the path to end the suffering. And then the king Bimbisara asked the Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva, that if he found a way, please come and teach him. Please come and teach him as a first person. So that's a promise. And the Buddha later on, after he found the way and achieved enlightenment, he did came and taught the King Bimbisara. And that's the time when King Bimbisara has the eyes of wisdom. And he wandered from place to place, from city to another city, and looking for the teacher. And the Bodhisattva, now, so we call him as a Bodhisattva, the one who looking for the path, And he went to study with many different two great teachers. The first teacher named Alala Tapasa, Kalama Koda. So this is first teacher, and he learned from Alala Tapasa many different level of the meditation level. So the first teacher could teach him the 7th state of we call absorptive meditation. We call the jhana. And he could finish and all the different level of the meditative training very quickly. And still the teacher, Alala Tapasa, no longer has anything to teach him. And he asked his master, Alala, that is there any other higher level of the training? And the Alala said that no, this is the what all that I learned and I practice. And the Alala asked him to be the teacher and stay here and teach the other disciple, the other student together. But the Bodhisattva found that, oh, this is not the answer what I'm looking for. And this meditation practice cannot help remove those defilements in the mind yet. And he asked the Alala that, is there any other teacher that could teach something higher than this school? And Alala suggests him to go to see another teacher, that is Utuka Lama Buddha. Utuka Lama Buddha. And Utuka Lama Buddha at that time considered as a great teacher who attained the highest level of absorptive meditation. And he could also finish all the knowledge that Utuka Lama Buddha have. And he asks again, is there any other training and practices beyond this knowledge? And Uddhaka Lama Buddha also said that this is all what I know, what I learned. There's no more knowledge that I could teach you. And the Buddha, the Bodhisattva still know that these meditation practice and training and all the knowledge that's what he learned from these two teacher cannot permanently remove the defilement from the mind. So he did it very well, and he learned the knowledge and teaching from these two teachers pretty well, but he found that this is not the answer yet. And he finally left both Alala and Uddhaka Lama Buddha and spent his own time to practice we call austere asceticism, austerity. So the austerity is an ancient Indian belief. It's come to the belief that it's come to the root of the belief that because of the body, that's caused suffering. Because we have body, so we have desire. Because of the body that we get old. Now, because we have the body that we get sick, and because the body that we die. So that's why this kind of practice, it deal with the body by punishing the body. So there's many different forms of the asceticism. That's some easy, some difficult to practice. Still, this kind of practice, people in India today also carry on this practice. In the Buddha time also, he also tried many different ascetic practice. So the first section of his training of the asceticism is that the first step, he pressed his teeth with teeth and pressed his palate with tongue to fastly that the sweat flew out of his armpits, and he was extremely suffer. When he considered that it was not going on the way to enlightenment, he changed the way. And that is the first part of his asceticism. And the second part, that he put a little more challenging. The second step, he reduced inhaling and exhaling, passing nasal, whole and mouth. He got extremely suffering, but did not get enlightenment. So he changed the way again. So this is the second step of his ascetic practice. And the third step is he went out, so he didn't have little food, reduce the food to be had, and sometimes he has only fine food, and still his body became very skinny, wrinkle complexion, was dark, and bone appear throughout. So that is the extreme asceticism that he did, and still his body became very skinny. So in detail said that how skinny he was. So he said that when he touched his own stomach, so his hand can touch his spine and his backbone. So his eye, like deep down, it's like a stone. That's when we look at the stone and deep down in the well. And his skin and his fur and his body hair. So when he touched his own skin, all the fur then fade away. And he passed out so many many different time, because body has no energy. He passed out, and at that time, there were the five ascetic who follow him and serve him. So it's called later Panchavakkhiya, the five monks that serve him during he practicing the asceticism. And finally, he found that this asceticism cannot lead him to achieve any. They doesn't show any enlightenment and doesn't show any sign of enlightenment. So he changed the way, even though he did such extreme ascetic practice that no one could do, And it said that he practiced the fasting, stop eating food for 49 days, and he almost destroyed his life. And he found that if he continued practicing these asceticism, he would die before achieving the enlightenment. So he reached to the point that if he continue, so his life, he would die definitely. So finally he gave up. He gave up the ascetic practice, and he started to eat food. So when he gave up his efforts of practicing asceticism, the five monks, the Panchavakkhiya, think that, he gave up his efforts. He will not become a Buddha. He just like other ordinary man. He now gave up his efforts, and he now turned into indulgent with pleasure. He come back and eat his food. So then all the five monks just left him, knowing that he gave up his efforts. So when he was now alone, he has time to think deeply about all the practices he tried, and there are three metaphors appear to him that remind him that what he practiced is just useless, that cannot help him to achieve enlightenment. So the three metaphors that appear to him, the first thing is comparing like a wood, the fresh wood that's in the water. And the second is the wood that still have that glue. It's not a dry wood. And the third kind of wood that appeared to him is the dry wood. And he found and compare that the first wood that's fresh wood and in the water. It's impossible to lit the fire. It's like the mind. So if a person indulgent with pleasure and do not leave the household, it's impossible to enter to achieve enlightenment. And the second metaphor is the fresh wood that still have that glue. So even though a person enter monkhood, but his mind still full of sensual desire, and full of lust and indulgent with pleasure, he also not be able to achieve enlightenment, and the wood cannot be lit to set the fire. But the last one, what appeared to his mind is like a wood. It's like a wood that's dry and outside of the water. So when the wood is been rubbing, it can create heat and it could create fire. Similar to his efforts. So it doesn't matter how hard he try, but is how hard he work on his body. But it actually is about the mind. It's not really about the body. And he changed the method of training himself to focus on training the mind. That is, he start to practice meditation. So this is the comparison. That's what appeared to his mind that time. So it's like a fresh wood wet with the resin remaining in the water. So this kind of wood cannot set into the fire. The fresh wood wet with resin remaining in the water for a long time could not be used as a cause of fire by rubbing against it. In comparison, some Buddhist monk and Brahmana indulging in sensuality with the body and love sensual pleasure with the mind could not reach enlightenment with an effort. And the second comparison and metaphor that appeared to his mind is that the fresh wood wet with resin. The fresh wood wet with resin, although it was not remaining in water for a long time, could not cause the fire by rubbing against. It was compared with some Buddhist monk and Brahmana. Although they escaped the sensuality with body, they still love sensual pleasure with mind, could not reach enlightenment with whatever effort they did. And the last is a dry wood placed on land and far away from water. And he said that the dry wood placed on the land far away from water could cause a fire by rubbing against. It was compared with some Buddhist monk and Brahmana who escaped sensual pleasure with the body. With the mind, kept quiet and could reach enlightenment if they made the right efforts. So this metaphor appeared to his mind. That's doesn't matter how hard he tried, why his mind is not pure from defilements. So it's not really about the body, and that is the reason why he gave up his effort on asceticism. So another metaphor that came up to his mind. So this is the divine beings that play the instrument with 3 strings. Comparing that, the first string is very tight, So when it's played, the sound is very sharp and the sound is not good. So when it's continue to play, the string could be broken. And the second string of the instrument is to lose. Is to lose that when the instrument is played, the sound is not melodic. It cannot even make a sound. But the last, the third string of the instrument is not too loose and is not too tight. So when it's played, the sound is good. So that appeared to his mind that there's a 2 extreme way that will not lead to enlightenment. That is when we just torture or punish the body, that is not the way to achieve enlightenment. And at the same time, if we put our intention to lose, like indulging with sensual pleasure, like his life living in the palace, that also will not leading a person to free from the defilements. And this image showing when the Panchavakkhiya, the 5 ascetic, left him. All right, anybody remember the name of the 5 ascetic or 5 Panchavakkhiya? So if you have a chance to chant about the one of the Buddhist chanting on Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra. So there's a name of these 5 ascetic included in that chanting. So anyone remember or anyone know what are who are the 5 monks?
The first one is Gontanya.
The first one is Godanya, right?
Wappa.
Wappa.
Wappa,
นะ
พัทธิยะ
ปัตติยะ
มหานามะ
มหานามะนะ
and อัสชิ
and Asashi นะ so นะ excellent นะ so that's are the name of the 5 monks นะ so these 5 monks these 5 ascetic actually they were the disciple of the uh of the 5 of the eight Brahmin that's make a how to say predict his future life, you know, when he was born after 5 days, you know. And all of those teachers at that time, among of those teachers, the Godanya was the youngest Brahma who predict and gave his name. Yeah. And Godanya know that now the prince already entered monkhood and they would like to follow him in order to waiting for his teaching and to learn from him after he achieved enlightenment. Yeah. And the first one is Godanya. Now, Godanya, he also he went to invite the other Brahmin. Yeah. But all of those Brahmin already passed away. They already died. So there's only some of their disciples, and some of those are the Wappa, Wappa, Pattiya, Mahanama, and Asachi. These are the 5, the name of the 5 ascetics that served him while he practiced the asceticism to torture his body. So we call this session of his training as when he practiced self-mortification. Self-mortification, like I said, is a strategy that he trying to punish his body with the belief that that will lead him to achieve enlightenment. All right, so this part, so after he gave up his effort in torture his body and asceticism, he came back to live his life as normal, so he ate food, and his body came back to normal, and the night before he achieved enlightenment, there was a lady, so who was from the wealthy man family, so her name is Sujata, who offered the special rice pudding. So that's made from made from milk, made from milk and honey. It's a kind of special pudding meal. So after eating the Suchada meal, the Suchada rice, so he went to the foot of the tree, the foot of the tree called the Banyan tree at that time. It's later on called the Bodhi tree, the awakening tree. And he made a strong intention. Okay, let's go a little bit back before he made this intention of on his training. So after he finished his eating from the offering of the Mrs. Suchada, and he went to bath in the river. And the river is called a Neranchara River. So at that time he made we call a commitment of his efforts of the training. So the tray that's used for the rice that Sujata offer him, and he make us a intention that if I will become the Buddha, may this tray, so may this tray and go against the stream of the river. But if not, may this tray go go along and down the stream of the river. So miraculously, the tray did go again the river and up to the and then it sank into the river. So that is the that's make him confident that he would be able to become the Buddha. So then he went back to the trees and start to practice the insight meditation. And he made a strong determination and make an exclamation that he said, whenever I did not attain enlightenment, I would not stand up, although my muscle and blood will be dry, living skin, tendon, and bone only. So he said he would not stand up, so even though he had to sacrifice his body. So with that strong determination, in many story, so at that time he had to encounter, is a kind of, it said that is he encountered the Mara or the evil one. So some said that what is the evil one? So there's a many interpretation and definition of the evil one in Buddhist teaching. The evil one or the Mara simply it could be a really beings that's living in the heaven. That's he envy the Buddha that he will enter the Buddhahood, and he felt jealous that the Siddhartha become the enlightened before him, and he had to go and disturb him from becoming the Buddha. Some interpretation said that the evil one is a personal personification. Is a kind of a metaphor of our inner evil, like greed, anger, delusion, or a form of the darkness of the mind. And that is come to as a test. So if you don't have that parami or the perfection, that you're not confident in your good deed, good action, a person can give up very easily. So Buddha says the Mara trying to convince us to do bad thing. From like sometimes it's come as a form of making conflict to change the people mind. And that is the ability and duty of the Mara. Same thing the Buddha, before he go beyond overcoming the Mara. Now we call the great victory. So in the story said that the evil or the Mara came to trying to distract his meditation. So when he made that a determination that he will become the Buddha, and the Mara came up as like a very fearful army. And they try many different ways to disturb the Bodhisattva meditation practice, So, but with the with his perfection, and the Buddha record his good deed, good action that he have done in many different past countless life, that all the parami or all the perfection that he has all the fullest extent. Yeah. And the Mara said to him, leave Siddhartha. Now, this is not your seat. That's mine. Go back to your palace and have your good life there. So the seat, the Buddha seat is not suitable for you. And the Buddha said that this is my seat. And the earth is the witness. So some story that's after he said that the earth is the witness, the mother earth. This is some version. The earth is the witness. And that's because the mother earth came out and spin her hair, and the water came out from her hair and washed all the Maras and his army away. And that is when he overcome the Mara. And that is when the Mara could not do anything to distract him. And just the Mara just make an exclamation that, oh, now nothing can distract, can disturb the Bodhisattva. He will surely become the Buddha, and no one can take his mind anymore. And the Mara gave up and went away, and that he spent his time continue his meditating, and still he gained the knowledge of the we call it the super normal knowledge, just allow him to have a special ability to eradicate the root of the defilements, and go, you call, free from suffering. So at this point, we call him as a Bodhisattva, or the perfect man. The perfect man or the great man. So as a Bodhisattva, before becoming the Buddha, he was called as a Bodhisattva, or the perfect man. So how he gained the threefold knowledge. So the first kind of knowledge that he gained is called in Pali. So this Pali term, you don't have to remember the Pali term. So I put it here in order to want you to familiar with some of the Pali term. It's called Bupe Nivasa Nusati Yana. Bupe Nivasa Nusati Yana is the ability to recall one countless past existence. So a person who practices meditation and his mind stayed fast, so that could record his memories that he used to be in many different forms of life, So it's said that he could call many countless life, and every time that he was born is repeat the same thing. That is, reborn, get old, get sick, and die. And along the ways of living is plenty of suffering. That's what he could see. That's all the other living beings also share the same process. That he gained another knowledge in the second part of his training, and that's ability called Tippa Chakku Yana, or divine eyes. It's kind of spatial seeing, the ability to see the birth and death of different beings. So he could see all the beings that's living in different realms, and what's caused them, what karma, what good deed, good action, or bad deed, bad action, that's bring them to reborn as just beings. Some are poor, some are rich, some are smart, some are full, some are ugly, some beautiful. And he could see that all the qualities come from the karma. So that is we call the Tipa Chakuyana. It's kind of supernatural power. And the last section of his enlightening is the most important supernatural knowledge that is called Asavakayana. So in his absorbed meditation, he could gain this ability. It's about the extinguishment of all defilement, all defilement, the kilesa, that's namely greed, anger, and desire. His mind become purer and purer. It's like a cleaning his mind. And that's we call asavakayana. That's the ability to extinguish the defilements of the mind. And the ability to penetrate the truths about reality. So this is the supernormal knowledge that he gained from that the night that he practiced. And he meditated all night, and still drawn. So his mind become pure and become the awakened one. So these are the so these are about this chapter. So in this part of the his training and how he spent his time on the journey of becoming the Buddha. Now, from the great man, the perfect man, or Bodhisattva, he now is called Arahant. Arahant is mean a person who far away from kilesa or defilement. Sometimes he was called Buddha, as awakened one. So that is what people call him as Arahanta, Arahat. And sometimes he also called Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha means self-enlightened one. So he could achieve this knowledge and ability by himself without teacher. Okay, all right. So from this point, that's anyone that have any question? So then any part that I missed that you would like to share more, or have you learned from you may heard about the life of the Buddha at this point. So if you have any other source you can share with us in the class here.
Rajan, I have a question. I've read a couple books. I think they are from the Dhammakaya temple about the history of Buddha. And I remember reading a part where it talked about fountains pouring out from the heavens. I can't remember if it was when the Buddha was born or maybe when he was enlightened. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would like to know when that happened, when the fountains poured from the heavens. And also, I was asking one of my mentor monks, is that like at the Dhammakaya temple, they have the fountains that are just in the air? Is that what those represent? You know, when you're walking around the Chedia, there's the fountain pouring the water.
I'm not sure I understand what you really mean. You mean in the Buddha history, right?
Right.
I'm not sure. I have never seen that's it's in the at the temple in Dhammakaya.
Yes.
it's a water that pour.
Right, just pouring from,
falling?
it looks like it's pouring from midair, but
Ah, so when the Buddha was born, there's a many molecular thing happen, you know. So as a
Right.
great being, so as a bodhisattva, so especially if you read in different version, you will see that, oh, he could walk 7 steps and the lotus came up to receive his foot and for 7 steps, you know. And as a baby could walk and he could even speak. So that's when he was born, he was able to deliver his word that he, and now that he will be the great. And this birth is the last, this is the last time, the last birth of for him. There's no more rebirth. Yeah? And then also when he was born, I guess what you mentioned about the water that pouring is one. Is that when the Bodhisattva was born, there will be celestial beings who called Deva, who are living in heaven, you know, to come to help to support the Bodhisattva, the great being. So why these celestial beings do so, or why these Deva would like to do this kind of molecular, it's considered as a molecular practice. When these Deva, they help and rejoin the Bodhisattva, they could gain the merits because Deva or celestial being, they have a very rare chance, you know, to do good deed, good action, not like human, you know. So that's why they usually took this opportunity, especially when the Bodhisattva was born, by serving and give that we call heavenly water to clean the infants, the baby. So, and that is the one of the miraculous events and moment that's when the Bodhisattva was born.
so thank you.
Sadhu. Okay, any other point or part that you would like to know? No. So when the Buddha was born, now they said that there was an earthquake, you know, and also when he was born, when he achieved enlightenment, and when he defeated the Mara, the earth also quake, you know, and that is the witness that the great. You know. There are also many in other detail when he put the tray in the river and the tray that go again the river and go up the river, and that tray sank down and overlapped on the previous Buddha tray that they received, and down in the river there was a naga. The naga is metaphorical and magical animals in Buddhism. Naga is like a dragon, but it has no leg. It's a metaphorical beings in Buddhism. And the nature of the nagas, they love to sleep. It's like a big snake. They always sleep, you know. And that moment when that tray go and overlap on the tray, and that's awake the naga. And when the naga know, oh, there appear another Buddha, and he wake up and he continue sleep. So that could be the personal notification comparing to human being that even though the Buddha already appear, he already show and express his teaching, but people didn't pay attention, you know. Even though there's an enlightened one, there's a teaching, but it's very rare a person that who could understand his teaching. Yeah. So Buddha said that there being reborn as a human is hard, it's difficult. Yeah. So the arising of the Buddha is difficult because it's not easy. That's we don't know when the periods of time that's no Buddha and his teaching. And another rare thing is to have a chance, to listen to his teaching. And the fourth, the rarest thing is to be able to understand his teaching. So that is comparing is a personification that's represented as a naga. That's all human beings sleeping, and they don't know that what harming them is sickness, aging, and death. So that's why many people in the world just spend their life. They're not aware of death, So many people live their life with careless, And that's why Buddha said as all living beings like sleeping, but he himself awake. So when a person awake, so that person will when he encounter the suffering, he will rush himself to free himself and liberate oneself from the cycle of rebirth and suffering. So this kind of wisdom, Buddha said that is if a person doesn't have the eyes of wisdom, it's very hard to understand what he discovered. So after he achieved enlightenment, he spent 4 weeks, to consider that he would teach or share his knowledge or not. So he even said, "Oh, what I discover is so deep, is very deep, is very profound. That's ordinary people go beyond the ability of the ordinary people to understand this knowledge." At first, he thought that he would not teach, but he was invited by the one of the gods in the Brahmin realm. There's still beings that have less darkness in their eye. But if they have a chance to listen to the teaching, they could achieve enlightenment. And later on, he compared like a beings like a different level of the lotus. So let me share with you some of the and I'll be still have a short time here. So this is what we're going to talk again next week about the first periods of after enlightenment. So this we're going to continue what happened after the Buddha achieved enlightenment. So he spent his time for 7 weeks to emancipate and in the happiness and blessing in achieving enlightenment. So he spends his first 7 days under the tree to record what he understood, what he gained the knowledge under the tree. So what he discovered is called the dependent origination. So this is the natural and the nature of how sufferings arise in detail beside of the Four Noble Truths. So next week we're going to continue and discuss about the first sermon of the Buddha, and we're going to talk about the dependent origination. What is it really about, and the journey to teach his first disciple. That is when he delivered his first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, and his first 5 followers, that is the Panchavakkhiya. So after they left him where they went, and how Buddha, what the Buddha taught them, and become their his follower. All right, so next week, please keep in touch with the the class, and trying to participate the class as much as possible. And so we are almost a half part of the history of the life of the Buddha. Now, from this is going to be the different event and different situation, and when the Buddha went to teach the people and start to spread his teaching. So next week we're going to take a look and after he achieved enlightenment. All right, any question before we leave? Okay, so if no question, so let us pay homage to the Triple Gem. อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอภิวาเทมิ สวากขาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิ สุปฏิปันโนภควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ Thank you
กราบ
for
นมัส
joining
การขอบ
us.
พระคุณค่ะ
Yeah. สาธุสาธุ
Thank you หลวงพี่ Thank you หลวงพี่
Tatra
สา
Prajan.
ธุนมัสการโอปันเตสาธุ
สาธุ
See you next time next week.